Okay, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're all doing really well today. We have some ambitious plans for today. So, after some mental consultation, I've kind of got together the main themes of cards for the first set. So, we're going to be looking at implementing those today. We're going to be looking at card mechanics which are, well, they're going to be different things, basically. So, do I want to use Atom or should I just use this for notes? So I guess I'll just use this. So, we have a few different like types and subtypes, so to speak. But the main part is sort of like a passive, an on play, so to speak. So on board entrance, and then on board death. So these are going to be the three main types. Now there's going to be different types of passive. There's going to be, so to speak, a global passive, so this will work in the duel and in the board phase. There's going to be dual phase only passives, and of course there's going to be board phase only passives. Makes sense, right? The other types here are just on-board entrance, so an action that happens, and the same thing for the on-board death. So there's going to be these kind of five, I suppose you could call it, but there's three main types here. So there's going to be these different types of different card mechanics, and they're going to do a load of different things. So what we'll probably do today is we will work on the onboard entrance and onboard death. I hope I'm not being overly ambitious by trying to get them both done, but I think that's probably possible. And what we will do is we will also be able to implement, therefore, a couple of cards to the game, which I am super excited about, because I as much as I love my 3 mana 3/3, my 4 mana 4/4, my 5 mana 5/5, etc., this is where the game will really start to sort of become a bit more interactive, a bit more of a thinker's game, a bit more like chess than, I don't know, tic-tac-toe, I suppose. Not to offend any tic-tac-toe professional players out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on this on-board entrance today. And we will be doing so. We don't need that now. We'll be doing so over here. Now let me just check. I'm doing something. Okay. Cool, that works. So, oh, that's my computer. There we go. Yeah, so everything is working. I changed up a little bit of code here. Basically, just setting the Mongo client to a string and then reusing it a few times. So yeah, that kind of just works as it says on the tin, really. So what we will do is we will work on this onboard entrance first, I think. I think that's probably the way we'll do this. So it's going to be an interesting kind of way that we do this. I suppose we put everything on board at the same time. Well, if things were killed on at the same time, then we put them down at the same time. But if there was one that was killed slightly earlier in the dueling phase, its on board entrance effect will occur first. So, with that in mind, what we basically need to do then is find out where we call these. So I'm trying to find HP. No, I'm not. I want to find defense. Okay. And here, this is what we need to first look at. So user.board.push. That's basically our search term here. And that is with a attack or with a spell. Easy enough. Okay. So this is where we're going to add everything to the board with their board cry, basically. So here what we're going to do then, well, we're going to have to make a change to the card, I suppose. So we've got the effect. I don't know what that is. Just give me 1 second here. Alright, apologies for that. Okay, so we've got this effect thing here. Now, I think we're probably going to have this as some kind of object, I think. So we're going to pass through effect. So how would I do this then? Do I just pass through the object? I suppose so. Okay. So what we would do then is we would say, let's just make it a multi-line here. So this dot effect is equal to an object, and in this object then we would have a few different things. So we would say, I believe that the correct syntax is via this. So this dot effect dot passive. Yeah, hi Zendran. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Hope you're doing well today. So the game, let me just load it up here. I might just need to... Have I changed anything? No, I don't think I have. But I'll just reboot the server here. So the game is a card game, and if this explanation isn't great, you can also use that. But, okay. Apparently Moobot doesn't want to work. So it's a multiplayer CCG. Now I'm going to pull one of these over to my other screen, because if I show you both users, then it gets a little bit more confusing. So let me just log in on this other user here. Okay. So here, these are all just placeholder cards. We're working on adding some new cards today. And obviously we're going to work on the UI in the future. We're given a minion hand on this left hand side with minions, and a utilities hand with spells and weapons, and that's all at the moment. So when you start the game, you will receive your opponent's minions, and you'll have to put them up to them to face them. Now this is where it differs, obviously. Immediately it differs from other CCGs. So this is why obviously having two different users on the same screen here for you guys might be a little bit confusing whilst I explain. So we'll just remove these three utilities from our hands, so we're in a mulligan phase at the moment, and we'll just hit confirm mulligan, and we'll do the same on the other screen just here quickly. Okay, so as you can see, it is turn 1, and we now have to play a minion for our opponent. Now, what you will see in the top right here is a cost for each of the minions. Now, this isn't as such a cost, this is more just when you can play it. So I can play this 1/1 for on turn 1, but I have to wait until turn 2 to play this card, for example. But let's say I didn't have a 1-drop this turn, I wouldn't be able to play anything. But next turn I could play either of these two cards if, let's say, I drew this card up. So I submit this minion, okay? And as you'll see here, this is where the game differs from any other CCG at the moment. It's a duel. You're basically going to 1v1 on Dust 2, or whatever you want to call it. You're going to 1v1 a minion, and it's the minion that your opponent has just set for you. Now, don't get confused here. That card that I've just played from here is for my opponent to face. Okay? Now, I'm going to play on the other user here, a 1/1 that's exactly the same minion. So this is the one that my opponent set up for me to face, and this is the one that I played from my hand to set my opponent up to duel. Now, you'll see down here in this perfectly designed user interface that I currently have an attack of 2, 0 gold, a W, which is a weapon of null, so we don't actually have a weapon at the moment, and no armor, not no arms, we have 2. Now what we can do is we can attack this minion. Now it's not quite displayed quite as well here because that's a bug that I haven't actually thought of recently, but this will reward us a number, and at the moment that's quite linear as well because that's the way that we've designed these placeholder cards. But this will reward me 1 gold. So you'll see when I click attack this, we'll kill this in 1 shot. We'll take 1 damage because this is the attack and this is the defense or health that this minion has. So it will take 1 health off of me, so I'll go down to 49, and we'll kill this. Now, the dueling phase sets up the board phase, which is kind of like the main part of most CCGs. The other added confusing part, potentially, is the fact that, let's say, this wasn't a 1/1, it's a 5/5. It's similar to Chronicle merged with a more traditional format. I guess you could say that, yeah. Yeah, I did play some Chronicle, and it is taking parts from that, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, a little bit, but not quite the same. Actually, meeting someone that's played Chronicle, wow. In 2017? Never. Yeah. Now, the state in which this is before it dies will dictate how big of a minion it is before when it comes onto your board. So let's say this wasn't a 1/1, this was a 5/5. And I hit it once, it would take it down to a 5/3. I hit it twice, it would take it down to a 5/1. I hit it a 3rd time, and it would die. I would then go through to the next phase with a 5/1 minion on my side of the board. But let's say my opponent faced a 5/5, and because leading up to his turn 5, he'd built up like 5 gold or something, he could use any of his utilities to help him take this down. So he might use a 5 damage spell, which just wipes it out in 1 hit and brings a 5/5 onto his board. Which then I'm like, well, I've got a 5/1, you've got a 5/5. This just simply isn't fair, is it? But that's the way that the game goes. It's all about utilising your resources correctly. So I'm going to quickly hit the attack duel opponent here on this other screen. Ends the duel phase. And as you'll see now, This would have been a 5/5 if he this would be a 5/5 on 5 health if he'd have taken it out with a 5 attack, 5 damage spell. But at the moment they're just 1/1s. Okay, so I could just go through here and show you guys, I suppose, with what would happen like with the 3/3, if that makes sense. So at this point I submit attackers. This is probably best related to something like Magic the Gathering's board phase, where I submit attackers. So let's just say I submit this to attack, and my opponent doesn't submit anything to attack. But the thing is, here I can now use actions, so I can use my utilities. So as you see here, I've got 1 gold. So I could use this 1 cost, 1 damage spell to hit this and prevent it from being able to defend this or block this. Thank you very much for the follow, Zendran. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you for asking, you know, what the game is, etc., as well as for the follow. So yeah, we could deal 1 damage to this, stop it from blocking, and it would also take it off the board and put it into this user's void, so the dead cards. So it's minions and weapons that go into the void. It is very complicated, I fully understand that. So yeah, but let's say I did do that. We've taken that out. We'll end our actions phase. My opponent has nothing to do now. Nope, they've only got like a 5 damage spell here. So they now have to end their actions phase. Here we would declare the blockers. So let's say this guy did have that 1/1 still. He could block my minion. But of course he doesn't. So we end the blockers phase. And we've dealt 1 extra damage to that user. So that's what I fear to call the basic rundown of things. And today we are working on the situational stuff from specific cards, but I think you'll be able to explain this when the player failure. Yeah, like the player history is something I'm going to be working on after I've implemented these card mechanics, which is what I'm doing sort of today, tomorrow, and I guess we'll just see how long it takes for me to do all of that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how it would go. But yeah, I think it would be complicated to start off with, and the whole dueling aspect is a brand new, well, what I consider to be a pretty brand new concept, especially in the terms of, like, I've made misplays on my own game against a few friends whilst we've been testing. So, like, I've had a 5/5 minion, I've equipped a 2/1 weapon or something, I've then hit it, it's gone down to a 5/1, and then I've hit it again, which kills it, and I've got a 5/1 on board. Whereas, if I'd attacked it first, it would have gone down to a 5/3, and then if I equipped the extra weapon, it would go on my board as a 5/3 rather than a 5/1. So, yeah, I'm not very good at explaining things, but that's my best rendition at the moment. I am working on a wiki page, and I'm trying to get media, like little GIFs of different phases, etc., to try and help me explain it, I suppose. But yeah, it's good that I guess that you know Chronicle, because that's probably like the closest thing to that dueling phase, I suppose. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I apologise that took so long. You probably didn't expect a half-hour talk about how exactly everything functioned. So I apologise for that, but yeah, you asked, I guess is how I have to put it. Okay, so so we're not working on the passives today. What we'll be doing is working on the... I got what I expected. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad, because, you know, I'm living up to expectations, which is always good. So we've got the passive here, which is going to be a different type of passive, etc. Now we've also got... So we've got passive... We've got on board, board entrance, I suppose. So let's set this one up first then, and thus we would put this dot effect dot board exit. Whoop, not exit. Exit is null. So we'd have to put into this dot effect this object. I'm the designer on my project to do exactly the same thing. Oh, cool. What's your project, Zendran? I feel like I've seen your name somewhere. It may just be on one of the Discords that I've seen it. But I feel like I've seen your name somewhere. Okay. So we're going to be working on the board entrance first off here. Now, I'm not going to do any changes here just yet because I'm not sure on whether or not this is here. I'm on GDL, Tigris. HON is the one that I've posted this in today, so it'll probably be there from where I've seen you then. But I don't keep up with the Discords too well. I need to start trying to. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Right, let's try and get down to the code. So this .effect.board entrance. We were planning on naming our game Uneternal, but based on Eternal being out, that's probably not going to be. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm hoping that Soul Sorcerers doesn't get nabbed or something close to it. It's fun trying to watch people trying to say it though. Soul Sorcerers is especially funny when Wheeze tries. Okay. So I guess when we have a board entrance, a passive, or a board exit, well, in effect, the board entrance and the board exit, we are probably going to have a few different types of things, and that's about it. So let's say would be Soul Sacrifice. I've never heard of that. Interesting. Interesting. Didn't really research into the name. I just came up with it and thought it sounded cool. So here, what we want to do then is have this .effect.board entrance dot, let's say something like damage. Maybe we just do 1 damage on the entrance. Else what we might do, I should have used commas here, is I might have this .effect.board entrance .heal equals y. So let's call this x, y, and this .effect.board entrance let's say, what effects do I actually currently have? I should probably just build around that. It's a third-person action game based on Magic, PS Vita exclusive, which you wait. Ah, right, yeah. That sounds interesting, though. Yeah, thank God it's not like MTG. That would be really bad for me because they would look the same and sound the same, and they'd probably be higher up in the Google search rankings. So I don't know why my voice keeps going at the moment. It's not good. Not good. So this damage though needs to be yet another object, because this .effect, we should probably just copy this at this point. This .effect damage num, maybe this was 1, and this .effect damage type, it could be something like target, it could be op board, or it could be all, let's say. And each of these sub things here then would be able to say how much to do this damage to. I suppose that that's fairly similar then for the heal. So let's just go over here and just set this to heal. And finally, what was this? Damage, heal. Oh yeah, I was looking to see which it was. So like this would be our area of effect. Now, do we have any other onboard entry? Oh, we have a destroy, that's correct. So destroy. And this is just going to be this dot effect dot board entrance dot destroy equals target. So I suppose what we should just do here then is not set this to null, because this would just destroy a target, right? I suppose this could be all as well, so this could also be all. So we should probably have this as a string here. But this shouldn't be an object, therefore. Okay. So we've got those. Have we got any other onboard entries? That's not. At the moment, we don't have any other onboard entries. So this is pretty much as complicated as our onboard entries get. Fantastic. To me, you know, that's great. So what we then would need to do is focus on the board exits. And there's a reason I'm saving passive till last, and that's because it's going to be a massive pain in the arse. But it should be alright. It should be okay. Now, this here though, I suppose we want to separate from the gold. Or, actually we don't even have the... Oh, we do have reward set up. Okay, we do have reward set up. So this dot effect dot board exit, I suppose we would want to do a... Well, something fairly similar to this, in fact. So those things. So instead of board entrance, we'll just do board exit. And we could have a load of other things as well. So this dot effect dot board exit dot weapon. So we could give the user a weapon. Now, how would we pass this through? Well, we would probably equip this weapon to them. So therefore this would have to be an object. And then here we would have weapon object. Also what we could do is say this dot effect dot board exit dot, let's say, card. So we put a new card into the user's deck. So this just needs to be either a minion card or a spell card. We may want to separate these. And what else could we have? We could have the keyword swarm, which we haven't actually revealed yet. Dot board exit dot swarm equals, and we'd pretty much need cards and how many of them to put on the board. Now, do we have any others? I suppose just armor. So this dot effect dot board exit dot armor, and this will just be a number. We've got the damage, passive, passives, all passives. This is good. Swarm. Okay, so that should be about as far as board entrance and board exit effects go. So that's not too bad, I suppose. Now, of course, these are all just going to be either an object or null. So what we probably want to do then is say we need to check whether this dot effect is equal to null. Okay. So at the moment we are passing that through as null, right? So the penultimate thing, null. Sweet. So let's go and do... so where is this? We were handling it here. So if user.facing dot... I need to go over to here, not there. User.facing.effect is not equal to null, and user.facing.effect dot board entrance is not equal to null, then we call something here. Then we do board entry. So we're going to call it board entrance. Now, damage, heal, destroy. Okay, this should be... The trickiest part of this is just going to be getting the user input at the correct time. Because that's going to be a valid thing when we have things like the destroy. But that should be okay. Now, I think I like the fact that if we were to do this, like the last thing to die would be put on the board at a separate time almost. So we would want like a mid-stage here. Now the only awkward point of this is that the board isn't currently shown at this point. And I kind of liked it being like that, but I guess we'll have to think of some way of building around that. So at the moment, we're not going to worry about rendering the board, and we're just going to do stuff. So what we want to do then is say if user.facing.effect.boardEntrance.damage is not equal to null. Then we do board entry damage. Else, if user.facing.effect.boardEntrance.heal is not equal to null. Now, should I actually be doing this in an if-else if? Because what if we have... What if we have it differently? What if we had it... No, this is the correct... Well, let's do it as separate ifs. Because if we have a board entrance damage and a board entrance heal or something like that, I'd rather kind of plan for that ahead of time. Board entrance destroy is not equal to null. Okay. So this damage amount is going to be done. Now it depends what to. So if user.facing.effect.boardEntrance.damage .target again, this is going to be another if, so it's actually looking a bit messy. Maybe we set this up in just a better if statement, or maybe this is just the best way. Maybe switch case. Not 100% sure here. You don't need the not equal to null. How would I do it, everyone? Or EJ, shall I say? Is that just like if not user.facing.effect? Is that how you do it? Yeah, I will probably use switch here. I think that's probably correct. Okay, so I can just use that. I always get confused over the usage of that exclamation mark there. Thanks for that, EJ. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream again. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So if the target is op board, else if the target is all, and then an else. Either condition or not condition. Okay. Thank you. It's nice to be able to refresh myself on looking at in progress code. Cool. I had planned to be a programmer as well as designer, but basically pure design with coding being on the side. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm the sole person here. Oh, wait. Yeah. You're completely right. Thank you, EJ. I'm being stupid. So this basically says if it's not equal to null, right? It's basically an is set from PHP. Right. So if we have the target as being the opponent board, what we want to do is say for let I equals 0, I is less than op.board.length I++. Yeah, I'm being stupid. Having to remember syntax was probably what annoyed me with code, which is why UE4 Blueprint worked out really well for me. Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of people working on UE4 at the moment. It's interesting. But I particularly don't tend to use any engines or anything. But that's probably what my second project will be, not that I have any idea when this is even going to end. Okay. So what we want to do then is for everything in our opponent's board, we want to say op.board.defense minus equals user.facing.effects.board-entrance.damage We're learning UE4 to be able to expand into larger 3D action games in the future, but using Unity right now. Although we actually have more UE4 experience in Unity. Interesting. I always wonder how like groups of people work like that. So yeah, that's kind of interesting to hear. Let us know how it goes, by the way. This is going to be another if. Okay. So if the thing's defense minus this is less than or equal to 0. Sorry, no, we should just say is bigger than 0. Then we just do the damage. Else we say op.board. We forgot to call board I here. So op.board I, not quite, op.void.push op.board I, and then do a... Well, we'll push this into an array for things that we want to take out, basically. So here what we'll do is we'll say let the remove array equal an empty array, and then we'll do remove array dot push I, and then for let j equals 0, j is less than remove array dot length j plus plus. Is it actually better here to just do the remove from array and then do I minus minus? Is that the best way to do this? I feel like it is, but I feel like it's really bad at the same time. So if we want to remove these things from an array afterwards, but not sort of... but if we remove it from the array, we need to check back again. I suppose it is better. So if we just remove it from the array and then do I minus minus, yeah, and then we do op.board.splice at the position I for 1, and then do the I minus minus. I believe that's the best way to do it, but I could be completely wrong here. So feel free to complain at me. But what we actually want to do as well then, or should I just test this for now? Well, I suppose where does this else statement end, by the way? Down there? I feel like this should come down here as well, because currently if we were to do damage to everything on board, we would also be doing it to the thing that's causing that effect, which doesn't particularly make sense to me. So I think that's the best way of doing it. Now, I think we probably need to test this. So for now what we'll do is stop that and then stop there. So we have this board entry working, or supposedly working. Now at the moment this only works if we're doing a spell, so we need to copy this and put this here as well. Now again, I'm fairly sure that can be improved, so this is something which will be refactored at a later point. I just want to kind of get the functionality there at the moment. That could be completely the wrong thing to do, but I want to try and get the functionality there and see whether it works. So let's create... Well, let's just make it so that all of our cards have this board entrance where they deal damage to the opponent board. let's do that. Now, we could just also write here then op and self included here, because we could do damage to the opponent or to ourselves. And yeah, we don't really want to do that with the destroy. Doing that with the destroy would be pretty bad. So then let's do... Now this is the tricky part as well. How am I going to pass this object in? Because I'm not confident that I'm doing this, or that this here would work. So what if we do var AoE effect equals an object, and we do damage num equals, now this needs to be this, damage num equals 1. Now this wouldn't be an equals, damage num is 1, and damage type is op board here. Yeah, I need to triple check my classes. Well, not triple check, but I need to check the correct use of these classes. So we are using classes for the minions and for the utilities right now, and we're just trying to focus in here. Oh, this might change what you're saying, because this wasn't on show. Like, I just want to set this dot effect, and then this have a, if this effect is null, then we ignore it. But if this dot effect is an object like this, I believe this would be correct. Feel free to correct me, EJ. I'm rubbish with using classes correctly. And then if I just pass in AoE effect to all of these, this will work in my eyes, but that could be total nonsense for all I know. Damage and damage.target is op board. No, we haven't done that. You would have an effect class too. Okay. So we would do... How far would you go down how far would you go down the ladder? Because like we have an effect, and then we have an effect board, then we have a board entrance or a passive or a board exit. So would you have a board entrance, passive, and board exit class as well, or would you just stop at the effect part? Because I'm interested in how you do that, or how is probably the most best way of doing it. Yes, that's what I'm interested in. Yeah, just the best way of doing it. So board entrance dot damage dot target. Is that really what I thought I was doing here? Oh no, this was correct, I suppose. Except this should, yeah, I think this is right to say target. Now where is this damage num? Here, damage num. So this would be effect. Oh, okay, so this also needs to have a... Right, so I would have an effect class, then have a type of passive, board exit, and that, because everything should be the same except the type, right? Yeah, I suppose that's correct. Yeah. Just set the type to it. So... Okay, I think I know how to do this, but I might be wrong. So we'll do here, class effect is is a thing, and we'll do constructor, and we'll call type. We'll call, then you can have an array of effects with a, then you can set an array of effects on the card with each effect. Yeah, I think I get this. I think I get this. So we'd set here class effect is as a type, so that's this, or this. Then do we just have like damage, heal? No, that's not how we would do that, is it? Well, yeah, we'd have a number, a type, or a number and a target, wouldn't we? We can't have number. I guess we just use num. A num and a target. And then weapon and card. But we can't use the... Oh no, we can use the keyword card. Yeah, that's why I kind of want to do it. It's just classes make my head a bit screwy, especially after a day at work as well. So here then we could set a type, which could be board entrance, board exit, or passive. We'd have a number, so this would be like, here it would be our damage number, or here it would be our heal number. We'd have a target, because we want a target for these effects on the board entrance and on the board exit. Then if, like here at the end, if when it dies we want to equip a weapon, we can set this and it would be like not equal to null, whereas here it would be. And the same for the card. Would that be the way that you'd do this? That's the way I'd think about doing it. But doing the whole null thing might not be correct. Again, I don't know. Oh, and then we'd have swarm or armor. Okay, so then we would just say this dot type equals type, etc. You can also use extend if you want to have a function that is only to run on the board exit effects. Yeah, I guess that could happen. If that's what you're looking for. Potentially. So I could have... Oh, I'm just realising like the whole thing of it now. So we could have like this class here effect. And we attach this class with a function. And then we say if this dot effect is equal to this string, then run the function. That is the better way to do it, isn't it? That's the real way to do it, I suppose. So what we would do then... I tell you what, I need to look into classes more. So for now, I won't do this, but this will probably be what I do later on. So just because I don't want to like screw around on stream and just be wrong all the time, because I feel like I've done that so much lately. If you want to use extends, make sure you call super first in the constructor. Yeah. I've used classes before, but not in such a way, basically. And I don't want to screw it up pretty much on stream, because that's all I do. Be wrong all the time, saying Adam on the stream. He's not even here to defend himself, man. But yeah, an Adam stream. So what we'll do then is we'll have this equal to an object, and then this means that the damage... No. This means that the effect.damage num so this needs to be a... So damage is another object, and that's what we set it to here. Heal will just be null for now, and the destroy is also null. So then we can just pass this through. So then we have the damage.damage num and the damage.target. Okay. And then we check if it's equal to opboard, which it is here, and then we'll do that damage. Right, so if I give everything this AoE effect as a reference effect, I keep forgetting I can do multi-line on here. I was using other IDEs previously that didn't allow this, and it wasn't no+++, so wow. Today I learnt friends can rip on each other at any point. This is why I don't have friends. Don't have to worry. Don't have to watch my back or wash it. But anyway, this then I want to test. Unexpected else. On line 253. Why? Oh, I'm missing like a closing parenthesis here? Because that's completely like possible. No, we're not. So what is it? Why is it unexpected? Do you have linter installer for Atom? I don't. And I probably should. So this is the else to... Oh, to nothing. Yay! That'll be an idiot, because being smart is OP. Okay. Why is it unexpected? Unexpected token else. So here then what we should be doing is saying if spell... Oh. So spell we do this, then we do this. Is it something to do with the... No, it shouldn't be anything to do with these lines. Why would it be anything to do with these lines? Oh, hang on. Would linter help me with this sort of problem? Out of interest. Holy moly. So, what does linter actually do? Like, I've seen linters used, or referred to at least, but I've never quite understood what they've done. It's super hard to debug just staring at a screen. Install linter. Okay. Packages. How do I do packages on here again? Is it Control P? Shift P? No, that's a capital P, of course. It just runs ESLint and tells you file settings packages. Okay. I'm still new. Don't be mean, please. Just install linter. Okay. Linter. Apparently I need to enable it. Okay. And I'll update as well. I guess. Okay. Restart then. Yay! Oh, packages is what you have. But doesn't that mean then that I have linter? Okay, none of these are just linter. So I assume I have linter then. Oh, right, okay. Linter dash exo. No, not sio. It was disabled. But this has no issues. Ah! So I don't know how to take this news. I have to install InterExo first, okay. The Exo does everything. It's like an exoskeleton. Linter is just a basic wrapper for all the sublinters. Got you. Okay. So Exo is for extremely organized. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Extremely organized. Are you going to install anytime today? Then npm install exo in your project directory. Oh man, really? You make me npm install everything? God damn it. God damn it. Is it just exo? npm install exo? And do I have to install linter in npm install linter as well? I'll write that in chat. Okay, just exo. If this just uploads my my game to your private stash, I will find a blunt object with which to murder you with. Okay. Don't care about contents, it just said. That's nice. It's a bit rude though. Alright, I installed exo onto the local. or into the directory. Do I have to restart Atom as well now? Atom. Or do I just try and run my server? Well, running the server just shows me exactly the same as it did before. EJ. Oh. It's not working. Yay! And the crowd goes wild for EJ. God damn it, why did I trust you, man? Hey, Kirill. How's it going, man? Welcome back. It's been a few days. How's everything going for you? Things are going well here. I'm just trying to install a few packages thanks to the almighty EJ. The E of J. Yeah, I done it's the right directory. I'm not stupid all the time. They're both enabled. And I did it to the correct directory. Add it to your package.json in dev dependencies. Okay. Awesome. So I don't think there's anything bad in here. Apart from this is like really bad. Because it sucks. And then here in dev dependencies. Dependencies. Come on. Woof! 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 Me dog. So do I just write exo? A version. What do I do? EJ. The version I installed. 0.17.1. Like that. Right, I'm looking at this version here, I assume. 0.21. What? They need to update their NPM. Or am I just being stupid? Oh, okay. I think I need to go and let my sister in, unfortunately. I'd love to just leave her outside. I'll give her a couple of minutes. She's been annoying me lately. So, this should work then, right? Their NPM is out of date. How bad is that? Like, should I update it? And then do I have to reopen Atom again? One more time. Hey! It's their fault, not yours. Goddamn right it's their fault. What I'd done was try to install something. Right, anyway. I need to go and let her in now, unfortunately. I'll be 1 second. Well, a little bit less. A little bit more than that. Give me one. Alright. Apologies for that. So, we have a parsing error. Can I make it fix it for me? Yeah, I know where it is. Just fix it for me. Is that not what this does? So why is it saying... What the... Ah! So a linter is basically just the the local one of these then, right? So I guess that's useful. I guess I must thank you, EJ, for that, but not much. Why can't it fix stuff like this, man? It didn't give you as much info as I thought it was going to. This thing's useless. I have to actually steal code. Hey, Sassfog, how's it going? Linter could always force best practices or just habits you want team developers to follow. Yeah, that's a guess. I guess that's true. You'll notice more once you fix the critical error. Okay. As in, I'll find more issues. Oh, right, I'll find, like, suggestions. Like, instead of not null, it will tell me not to put the exclamation mark here, I suppose. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you, Sassfog. How are you? It's been a couple of days. Missing... I was going to say I've been missing you, but that sounds a little bit too needy. It's fine. I'm holding up well. Okay. Right, so this is saying if this thing is a spell, oh no. If spell. I hope you get better soon, Zasfog. Okay. So okay. So if spell is not equal to null, then we do this bit. Else. But this is what I'm kind of confused with, because this links up as expected to this, and when it says a passing error, like, I'm a little bit confused. Spend too much time out in the cold on New Year's Eve. Yeah, the outside's a dangerous place. I don't recommend it. It's full of people. Ugh. Oh, okay. There's my error. Why would you do such a thing? Like, why would you show this as a matching pair in the... Atom! You're missing a... Wait, a line. 247. Are you, was that comment meant for me? And not Atom? I knew I'd make that mistake. God damn it. Adam. Yeah. Okay. We'll forget today ever happened. She says hi back. EJ's talking to himself again? Wow. I thought you only done that in Adam's chat. Okay, anyway. This should be... I'm so used to typing as and when right. Oh, unexpected... What? Unexpected comma? You're an unexpected comma Yeah, you also need another one there, right? Can we get rid of the linter, please? Can we get rid of everything? I thought Christmas had come and gone. Why have I got red baubles? That's a different matter, I suppose. Oh god. Use LF line endings. What? What are LF? What? What? Is there like a quick fix thing here? I don't know what LF line endings are. Why is everything CRLF? Control Shift and P convert to Unix. Convert to LF. Yeah, we're a third of the way through. We're a third of the way through our linting. Oh no. Strings must use single quotes. Is that really a thing? Huh. And here, no array constructor. Literal notation. Oh, yeah. So let's just find. No, just find. No, just find. New array and replace with that. Replace all. There we go. 1,285 issues in the code. What? I never thought I'd read a sentence with kebab and unicorn in it. I suppose this isn't a sentence, but holy bejesus. File name is not in kebab case. I did not know that's what they called it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Strings must use... Why am I using spaces? Can I do Control Shift P indents? One tab. I'm beginning to think you've been trolled. I just think I'm bad now. Jesus. Okay. So I've also found an even better way of finding of fixing these issues. I'm not using spaces to indent. I've always used tab, which I'm a little bit confused about. It may have been the crossing of this. I always use tab. But I think the best thing I could do right now is just leave that for now and come back to linting later when I feel less vulnerable, I guess would be the correct way of phrasing it. Anyway. Let's have a look. So, what the actual hey, I didn't say I was quitting. I said I was temporarily putting it on hold. Right, so everything at the moment then is meant to deal damage to the board. So if I attack this and attack that, into the dual phase. Okay, so then what should happen here is that those both get just wrecked when I go to play something here, because we now have that. Didn't work. Okay, so this means then, what does it mean? It means that this is never happening, basically, doesn't it? The equivalent of being naked as a developer. I'm naked under my clothes. Yeah, that's a point, EJ. I don't want to. That's the thing, though. I just don't want to mod everyone and just be like, "Hey, I know you, I know you." And just mod everyone. I don't know. My chat isn't big enough to need a lot of moderators, I guess. I don't know. Happy to see you're not using OSX. I feel like this has become a belittle me stream. I don't know what this is. I feel pained. So how comes we're not doing this stuff? No, okay, so it's not if it's using a spell then, is it? So it's this bit down here. I turned up my volume to hear my response. Oh, right, okay. I eat apples, if that counts, Carol. Or Carell. Sorry, I'm trying to say it Carell, but it might be Carol. Or the other way around. I've just accidentally called you Carol. So, if user.facing.effect and user.facing.effect.board so user.facing... Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so what we want to do then is say board entrance is an object. Can I say aluminium? 10 times better than an American. Yeah, right. Aluminium. Board exit. And 10 out of 10 was not disappointed. Aluminium. This is what, like, if I ever find EJ's Reddit account, what I'll do is when they do those Secret Santas, I'll just make sure that I'm his Secret Santa, and I just send him a disc of me saying aluminium, like in one of those really advert type ways. No? Okay, I'll go back to code. Destroy null. Okay. And then I think this should work, that the it seems like a lot of work just to say aluminium when I could just do it again and again. Okay, we'll do this and this. Okay, they both got 1-drops. That's oh, yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. So no, that's not what it should be doing then. It shouldn't be doing it at this point. It should be doing it when both users are ready. We should be doing this. So we shouldn't set the board dot facing to null quite as soon. Okay. Well, it was good while I had you. So we'll cut this then. And if the opponent is ready and we are ready, then we should do this. Now, we need to do this for the user dot facing and the op dot facing at the same time. So I guess what we do is we do the damage, then we push them to the board. That, or we just push them to the board at the same time. Yeah. We could just push them to the board simultaneously, which is probably a much bit easier way of doing things. Yeah. So we also need to not do this then. So if we remove, or if you just move this up and then cut this. And then we just remove that one. And then here what we do is we do the op.board.push, op.facing, and then do op.facing equals null. Now the only other thing we'd have to do here is here create a check to make sure that this isn't just set to null. So if op.board, then we do these two lines. Yeah, I need to go through and just change all these null and not null things. That would be a good thing to do at some point. But for now, this actually could potentially work as intended. So let's give it a go. Alright, see you later, Adam. Good luck setting up everything. So we'll attack both of these and end our dual phase. Okay, so these are both on the board now, which is good. And then here we get to play this 2-drop. So this should do what? This should kill everything on the other opponent's side of the board. Uh-oh. What? What did you do? Can I read property name of null? So nothing actually died then. Well, technically nothing actually died then. So we push that to the void, we push that to the, well, we splice it from the board. Now the facing thing is also an object, so it's not that. It's when we're dealing the damage, I suppose. So when we do this, now if op.board i.defense minus the user's facing effect board entrance damage and then damage num. So what is its damage num? Damage num is there. Okay, that's fine then. Is bigger than 0. Then we remove health from it equal to this. Else we push it to the void and splice their board and do I minus minus. So let's do... I guess we do a console log here at some point then. So let's just call console.log I and write down here then that console.log killing minion plus I. Okay. So let's restart the server and the clients. Welcome anyone new to the stream, by the way. Apologies, I've not said that today that much, if at all. Hope you're all doing well, and thank you for popping in. If you have anything that you want to ask about the code or the game, feel free to ask. The game is a bit of a complicated one to try and explain quickly and like easily, but I'm always happy to do so. Right, so we're putting something onto the opponent's board here for no reason. Why is that? Like, we never hit any of this stuff. But we seem to be... Oh, right. Do we actually hit this point then? So I guess what we need to do... Oh, yeah, of course we do. I'm an idiot. Ah, why am I such an idiot? If user dot facing, and this should say if op dot facing, it may not have even been this bit. It might just be the fact that that was the op dot facing screwing up. But I guess this is like a secondary check, which shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't cause any issues. Whoops. Okay. So let's put one minion here. We'll attack it, end the duel phase. Okay, so we're not getting a bug here anymore. Good. So we'll put this onto the board, and this should kill the opponent's 1-1 then. Yeah. So we should just have these two on the board when it comes to that phase. Yeah, good. And then this one of these should have a smallest minion. Cool. So we attack that, and it died immediately. So we have two different errors here. Number one, the 3-1's effect didn't go off, but primarily, I think that's because it never actually died. I'm fairly sure we just went into a 3-1. It just turned into a 3-1 and then it said end that phase. So, I think we have a bug there somewhere. Now, let's take out these console logs here. So why did that happen? Oh, right. Yeah, because of this. Lol. And oh, I know this doesn't work properly now. So I guess what we need to do is we need to send through some form of check. So when we kill it, or when we don't, we actually need to add some form of checker here. So we should do here user.facing. Well, hang on. No, that's not even here, is it? That's... Yeah, this is an issue that we haven't actually thought about. So if the opponent is ready, and we're saying at the moment, if we're facing something, then just push it. But we shouldn't be doing this. We need to check that it's dead before we do this. Now, the only way that we know it's dead is when we call this bit here. So I guess before this line here, so I guess here and here, I have got some smudge on my glasses now. So on both of these lines here, what we need to do is say that user.facing.dead equals true. I guess that's the best way to do it. And then down here what we do is say and user.facing.dead, and then here and op.facing.dead. That's the way to do this. Then when we set this back to not, yeah, that should fix that error. We just attach whether or not it has actually died yet or not. I'm fairly sure this is something that should be refactored at some point as well. So by no means is this code, as it currently works, anywhere near safe. Okay, good. That cleared everything. Good. Good, so we didn't do anything there. Now this didn't do... Oh no, it did. It did 1 damage, which is exactly right. Woo! It's working! Cards have an effect now. Awesome. Okay. So what this would... Yeah, this would be fine then. So I guess what we could do is we could just call this for now then like 1 damage AoE, and then we can just apply that to a couple of cards or something. How could I... There's like a really good way of doing this, I think. No, not particularly. Never mind. I think we're doing this like the suboptimal way without classes currently, but it is functional, and that's mainly what I'm after here, currently at least. So that is proving that this is working then. Now, I'm not going to focus on the heal because, well, we're not going to need to. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream here, which it seems like an odd time to do so. We just got something new working. But I need to get on with some wiki stuff. I've got some huge ass box. Like, it's heavy as hell to open from the Open University as well. And yeah, I feel like I need to just go and just refresh, etc. So yeah, we're going to call the stream here, but I want to thank you guys all very much for coming out and watching as always. It's been much appreciated, and I will catch you tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll catch you there. Bye bye.